What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. What I'm going to be doing today is going to be some cheesy bacon potatoes. This is a recipe that was designed for the crock pot. What I happen to be using is kind of an air fryer crock pot combination. Also, you could do this in the oven. Now, the recipe I got was off of Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and put the original recipe in the description, and I'm going to kind of tell you kind of how I've changed it up a little bit. Anyway, the ingredients are very simple. What we're going to need is some thinly sliced potatoes, some thinly sliced onions, some chopped up bacon. It could either be raw or cooked. I cooked mine because I'm going to be using some of the bacon grease in place of the butter that the recipe asked for. We're also going to need some chopped up garlic. An addition I'm making is we're also going to be adding some roasted jalapenos in that. We're going to need some shredded cheese. And instead of just seasoning it with salt and pepper, what I'm going to be using is Mr. Pete's Cajun seasoning. This is some stuff that I bought off of a website called the Cajun TV Network, and they sell all kinds of Cajun seasoning, spices, stuff like that. I'm going to put a link to that website in the description below. Anyway, like I was saying, this is an extremely simple recipe. Why don't you guys come on in and take a look, and we'll get this thing put together. Crock pot or anything like that, what you're going to want to do is put some foil in the pan just for easier cleanup later, and then what the recipe called for was to spray the bottom of this with some cooking spray. What I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and add some of this bacon grease. Once we add the bacon grease, we're going to go ahead and start layering our potatoes in here. And you're just going to want to have a thin layer of potatoes. Now that we have one thin layer of the potatoes down, what we're going to do is come over it with some of our onions. Again, just another thin layer. Some of our garlic. Some of our peppers. And again, the peppers were an addition that wasn't in the original recipe. And then we're going to hit it with some seasoning. And then the original recipe didn't say cheese here, but I'm just going to kind of throw on a light layer of cheese. And I'm going to repeat this until we get this whole thing built up. So we have our second layer built. It looks like we're going to get quite a few layers out of this. So I have the potatoes down. Again, we're going to come back over it with some of these onions. Again, that's going to be to your taste, as much or as little as you like. Come back with some of the garlic, our peppers, and I think, you know, I think this is going to be my last layer, so let's just go ahead and throw all of our peppers in there. Hit it with some more seasoning. Come back with some more cheese. And now I am going to kind of come back over it again with another layer of potatoes, but we're not going to add any of the onions or anything to this layer. Okay, you know, we have that layer built. I'm going to just go ahead and finish this up and get rid of the rest of my garlic. We are just going to go ahead and add, you know, just a little bit more onions to it. And then we're going to go ahead and add some cheese to the top. So I didn't think I was going to go ahead and add that next layer, but looks like we have room and enough ingredients, so let's go ahead and do that. Going to add our bacon. I'm going to reserve some of the bacon for later. And now what we are going to do is add some foil to the top of it. And this is going to help it not only cook faster, but it's going to keep the bacon and everything from over browning. So what I'm going to do now is, since I am using this air fryer crock pot combo, I'm going to put it on 260 degrees. typically if you put the crock pot on high, it's going to be about 250 degrees. So we're going to go 260 degrees for 4 hours. If you wanted to do this and leave and go to work or something, you're going to go ahead and put it on low for 8 to 10 hours. 4 hours in on this, here's kind of what we're looking like. We're going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit more cheese on top. And use up the rest of our bacon. And just some green onions for some garnish. And like I said, low. We're going to want to keep the cheese kind of yellow. We're not going to want that brown in it too much. So we're looking like right here. I'm going to go ahead and let this cool down for about 10-15 minutes before we dig into it. So this is a done deal. If it tastes as good as it smells, we could be on to winter. Let's dig in and see what it tastes like. I have not tasted this yet. That recipe is good to go right there. So, we did this in kind of my air fryer crock pot combo. This would be just as good in a casserole dish. Actually, the presentation may even be better in a casserole dish, but the recipe called for a slow cooker, so that's what I use. But probably if I make this again, I'll go ahead and rock it in just a regular old casserole dish. But this, simple, easy, tastes good. Perfect for potlucks, parties, things like that. Anyway, give this a try. Thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.